this is lesson 46. This is stories about a fraction of a group. Now we have already learned how to find a whole number of a fraction of a whole number, such as if I were to find 1/5 of 15, I split 15 into 5 equal parts, and one of those parts will have 3 in it. So 1/5 of 15 would be 3. Also, when I find 1/3 is what percent, I split 100%, my whole number, into 3 equal parts, and I find that one of them is 33 and 1/3%. So now we're going to be doing problems similar to that, but it's going to require one extra step. So this first example problem that we're going to look at, or at least the problem that I'm going to demonstrate for you, it's not technically an example problem in the book, but it says the teacher was pleased that 2/5 of her 30 students earned an A on the test. How many students earned an A on the test? So I need to figure out overall, out of this whole problem, what I need to figure out, what I need to know is what 2/5 of 30 is. When I break down the whole problem, I want to find what 2/5 of 30 is. That means I need to split 30 students right here into 5 equal groups. So I have it split into fifths. So if I split 30 into 5 equal parts, I do 30 divided by 5, which I know is 6. That's not my final answer. This is a 2-step problem because I'm not finding what 1/5 is. This tells me what 1/5 is. So that means each fifth has 6 students. So there's 6 there, 6 there, 6 there, 6 there, and 6 there, so that it all adds up to 30 as our whole number. But I want to find what 2 of those are. So if I find what 2/5 is instead of 1/5, I find that it's 6 and another 6, which is 12. So that means 12 students earned an A on the test. So that's how I break down the problem. I want to figure out just the fraction of the whole number, and I'm going to figure out how many of those students earned an A on the test. So I have to first divide by the denominator. 2/5, the denominator is 5, divide by my denominator, and then I'm going to, in the end, multiply that quotient, that answer, times my numerator. So if I do 30 divided by 5, that's 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. And that's how I got my final answer. So there's a lot of ways that you can really just look at this, or ways that you can at least memorize how to do the process of these problems. So our first example problem, our first official example problem that we're going to look at, says that Nia scored 2/3 of her team's 36 points. So 36 points is our whole number. How many points did she score? So ultimately, I'm trying to find out what 2/3 of 36 is. So I have right here a picture of thirds, because drawing pictures is extremely helpful when doing these types of problems. I would highly recommend it for those of you that might find this a little bit challenging. So 2/3 of 36. 36 is my whole number, and I want to find what 2 of those are. So first of all, I have equal groups of thirds. So 36, I'm going to divide by my denominator, which is 3. 36 divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 one whole time, minus 3. Bring down my 6, because that's 0 there. 3 goes into 6 2 whole times, that subtracts 6, so my whole number is 12. That means each third is 12. 12 there, 12 there, and 12 there. That's how many points are in each third, but I want to find out what 2 of those are. So this is what I'm trying to find out. This is what I want to know. So if I find 2 of those, I'm going to multiply my quotient, 12, times 2, and I get 24 points. That's how many points Nia scored. So that's how I find my answer. Divide by my denominator, then multiply that answer times my numerator. So the practice set problem that I want you to do on your own, and we'll go over this, is letter B. It says Susan practiced trumpet for 3/4 of an hour. How many minutes did she play? So even though I don't give you another number, you're trying to find what 3/4 of an hour is, and my answer needs to be in minutes. So my whole number needs to be how many minutes are in an hour. So you should know that, how many minutes are in 1 hour, and I want to find what 3/4 of that is. So looking at these demonstrations, dividing by your denominator and then multiplying that answer times your numerator, you should be able to find this out pretty quickly. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll practice these problems more in class together.